morning, folks. This morning's soap is brought to us from Uncle John's. The name of this one here is Prohibition. Comes in a tub with about 4 ounces of soap, and it's fairly firm in the container there, but fairly easy to scrape out and put in a bowl to lather up. Got the alum block, no rubber band this morning. Still using Stirling's witch hazel, mentholated black ice witch hazel. And also give this a good shake here. Got the matching aftershave. This is a glass container also, by the way. And off camera I'll be using the Cremo beard oil, tea tree mint. It's got a little bit of the Shave & Sailor beard oil mixed in it. Also, blade of the day. This cue ball, this is Platinum Plus. Comes in a wrapper like this, just a single wrapper. And that's, by the way, it comes by the way of Israel. And I'll have a link down below. Shavers. First one I'll be using, one shave, 3 razors. This one here is a 2-piece design. The name of this one here is Conrad. And like I say, it's an open comb design. It does have a little bit of an overhang there. And this is a big light handle. And those come in more than one color. I think black is a color and maybe green. Pass number 2, I'll be using a Gillette long open comb. These here came out 30s maybe. And then I've got the a Gillette open comb, but this one here is going to be the short one. And that'll be for the final pass there. Got it whipped up here in a distinctive goat wooden bowl. This one here is walnut and cherry. It's got the grooves inside there. It's whipped up with a, get this turned around here right, dscosmetic 26mm flat top knot. Got it whipped up on the west side of things too. Flat top knot, for me, I like it because you can just stand it right there in the bowl and it'll stay standing up for you. Thought that was pretty cool. I like that. It was a good idea. And still got a little bit of the Preshave Cube from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I have the ice that's mentholated from there, waiting in the wings to be used. And yesterday I got in the mail from Stirling mentholated unscented witch hazel, and along with that got a sample of unscented mentholated Preshave soap. Got a sample of that, so that's going to be pretty interesting to give a try. I had, for my dad's Christmas, one of the things I had ordered was some bar soap and aftershave. I think that just might cover it right there. It's one of the 2-ounce variety green containers. Looks pretty cool. That color green. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this got started up by the way of Kevy Shaves. I think it was requested that he have one shaved 3 different razors, and it's just been kind of rolling since then. I watched a number of them. Your mileage may vary. Oh mercy! It was several folks that I have seen. Red Island Shaver is another one. SoCal Shaves. Jill did one also. Matti did one. Shave&Butcher. Matter of fact, those two did straight razors. Johnny did one. There's a number of folks that's done one shave, 3 razors. I think I'll go ahead and mention it here on at the beginning of the video. Go ahead and as goes for tagging people, I had went ahead and got in contact to make sure that it was okay for Tim Scholl and Scott Rollins to tag them in this video. Do a shave like this, 3 razors, 1 shave. This is pretty cool. I like this razor. Needless to say, most of the weight's in the head since the handle is bakelite, and it's a fairly smooth shaver. If you're hunting for one, you'll have to be very persistent in looking for it. They're not the most readily available shaver out there. Matter of fact, you might have more luck finding their razor blades as opposed to the shaver itself. So there's pass number 1 already down and over with. Go ahead, this 2-piece design. Pretty cool. And that's what it looks like, the blade itself. Super platinum. And the plus is just a plus sign. I don't know if you can see that on the camera there. Should mention this one here, the long comb, has one bent tooth. Don't think it's going to affect anything. This particular model, the long comb and the short comb, there's a slight difference in between the two. The sides of comb length is on the underside. You can see that it's just got a straight bar. There's no pins. There's a little post down in each corner of the cap, but outside that's the only thing that stabilizes the blade. Loads up pretty easy. This one here, I've noticed there's 2 different, when it comes to these handles. This one here has the patent date, January 13th, I think, if I remember right. This is hard to read because it is a pretty small print. I think it's either 1920 or 1930 is what the date's on there. And this one here has it stamped on the bottom. So they're in 2 different locations there. So I'm thinking both of these came out 1930-ish, I think. Not the easiest for me to determine when these things come out. It's a bit of a challenge. And as it goes for the this one here, the short comb, I do not know. I don't. Not very many of them do you see that's like nickel. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the time period that it came out in. In other words, if it came out with a set. From best I could read on some of these, what dictates what kind it is I guess you might say what kind of case it came with. And I don't have a case for either one of these. And there's not any serial numbers on there, and this is back before they started using date codes. But I think the long comb looks pretty cool. And this long comb also, I should mention, it seems to be a little bit smoother shaving or milder shaving than what the Conrad is. Conrad is more of an efficient shaver. Now the short comb has been quite a challenge for me because it's usually fairly efficient. Blade feel is definitely there. December coming up to a close, so I don't get to shave. Say I don't get to. So I usually primarily focus on shavettes during the week, and so in other words, Sunday's the only day that I usually will shave with a DE. So there's not very many shaves usually through the year that I get with a DE, unless there's something particular that pops up, like a new one that I might get, and I usually will shave with it a week to get a good feel for it. That's what I was talking about. It's just got a stabilizer bar right here, and then you'll have the post here in the corners, and that's what it looks like right there. Typically a lot of the Gillette, you'll notice they'll have stabilizing pins. This one here does not have that. Go ahead and take this one here apart. These are stabilizing pins. At least that's what the wording I've seen a lot of times. Alright. This shave's going pretty smooth too. This one here, I think this is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, I'm quite sure. I don't remember shaving with this one before. I've shaved with one that looks like brass. Well, it is brass. I've shaved with a short comb on those, with those before. But this one here, I think this is going to be the first shave. To me, these kind of shaves are pretty fun. Using different shavers for different passes. It's almost like having an adjustable razor. This soap is definitely making it easy for me. Scent on this is just great. I wish I was better at describing scents. I wanted to say this is close to like a cologne scent, but I could not tell you what one. Smells great though. I do like that flat top design though. That's pretty cool. Don't see very many knots that are like that. Going against grain. Now both of these handles have issues, which is pretty typical. The both of them have little cracks in the handles, which is pretty typical for these. And the this one here, the ball on the end of the handle is a little loose. So that's one of the reasons why I don't shave with it very much. Matter of fact, this crack here is just not a little one. It's fairly lengthy. It's about, I'd say, a quarter of the way up the handle. I did notice the other day when I was looking, researching, trying to figure out what years these things came out in. That Razor Emporium has some replica handles, and I'm thinking I may need to get one, especially for this one here. Probably ought to go ahead and get this one replated so it'll go right along with that replica handle, so it'll look pretty good. Yes, very efficient. Very. There's not much of anything left. Yep, that'll do it. if I was looking to get a BBS, there's only like 3 spots that I can feel where there's a little bit of the whiskers left, but your typical 3-pass shave, that went pretty well. Definitely a lot of fun. And as you can tell, time-wise, if you're looking at a, say like a Rockwell C, the Hydra 6 that's got an interchangeable plates, and if you wanted to, you know, flip those plates around, I just took the blade out of each one of those shavers, and still, it didn't take that long. Now for some folks it might still be a little off-putting when you can get one that's a dial, and I understand that as it goes for the dial, but believe it or not, there's a difference in how these shaves when it comes to the dial and the interchangeable plates. It's I guess you might say it's part of the shaving journey. Getting your favorite dial adjustable, whether it's a Gillette Slim, Fat Boy, whatever the case might be, and versus one with the interchangeable plates. And to me, the shaves are different because the gaps are different on the adjustments. To me, that makes a lot of the difference in the way they shave, and it doesn't take that much more time to flop, you know, change the plates around. And I was changing the blade out of different razors, so. And it would go even quicker if I wasn't busy talking. Paying closer attention to what I was doing. I only got one spot that's stinging right now, and it's on this cheek right over here. It's not red or anything, so I'll probably just get a little bit, a nick that doesn't bleed, if you will. Face feels pretty good though. Go ahead and get this shook up. Not only that, to have one shave and 3 razors kind of gives me an opportunity to show 3 different razors in one shave. Pretty good idea. You can feel this witch hazel with the menthol just working on my face. It reminds me an awful lot of Barbado. Barbado is one of those first aftershaves that I noticed that as soon as I put it on my face, you could just feel it going to work. You have that first initial, I guess you might say, shock, if you will. The alcohol and everything just, you know, starting to work right there at the beginning. Then it subsides rather quickly and dries down, and talk about a nice aftershave. That one there is pretty nice. I do like these containers that are shaped like this, like a whiskey bottle or flask, if you will. Smells awfully nice. Show you the restrictor here in just a moment. It's not a real big restrictor, but it's not the smallest one either. I guess you might say about medium size. Definitely going to be smelling good today. That's what the restrictor looks like. Like I say, it's not the smallest, but it's not the biggest either. Definitely like a big one in Barbasol. It's got a pretty good sized container. Aqua Velvet is another one. It's got a fairly large hole. A lot comes out in a hurry. Face feels really good. It's smooth. It is very smooth. Yeah, that's a darn good shave. Had a great time. So Scott and Tim tagged you in the video. 3 razors, 1 shave. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.